Hello and welcome back to Off the Record. I'm here with actor Priya Anand, who initially started off with a chocolate ad and then moved on to scoring a hat trick. It was Vamanan and then Pugaipadam, and now it is 180. So what is it like working in advertisements and working in films?
First of all, it's not so much of a hat trick. Vamanan, see, Pugaipadam was my first movie and it was a smaller film, but Vamanan released first. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு 2 வருஷத்துக்கு நான் வந்து தெலுங்கு படமா பண்ணி இப்போ திருப்பி 180 ல வந்திருக்கேன். So it's not so much of a hat trick because eventually it just happened. But I love working on ads. I started as a model and you won't believe I did this, the kind of feedback that you get from ads is just amazing. I did this Cadbury's Dairy Milk ad and I did Prince Jewelry, and you know, it's just so fun to hear the audience kind of
I was personally very awed when I read that you worked with MS Dhoni. What was it like? Because I'm a big fan of Dhoni.
It was a funny ad. It was a Nutri Mahal Lacto ad. It's a very small clipping that we come and go, and he's on this little kid's bicycle, like a little girl's bicycle in like this full leather gear and stuff. So that was quite funny. But otherwise I have no connection with cricket. I don't even watch any sports. I'm as girly as you get. But you know, working on ads, it's a 2-3 day shoot and you work with really good technicians, especially when you're doing national level ads. And you know, they show you really well, and it's 2 days of work and the audience just sees it every day, and it's on TV, it's when they're watching their TV serial, so the feedback that you get from ads is so much more. And I've recently worked on 2 different ads that I'm really kicked about. It should go on air soon, so I'm hoping to hear back on the audience feedback for that.
Talking of feedback, which is that one feedback that you received which is the most memorable? I mean, you just didn't expect it and you were jumping in joy.
I think with 180, you know, people always ask me before the release, so what are you expecting from 180? But everything that I expected and dreamt of happened before the release. You know, just being able to work on such a quality film, working with such wonderful people, and all the things that I learned. So everything else that would come after release would be a bonus. And the kind of feedback that I've got from like technicians in the industry has been amazing, and that's what's most important. You know, the obviously their love and their support is very important, but technicians know their work, you know, and when directors call me and congratulate me on my performance and say different things, it's really overwhelming and it's very touching.
Were you also involved in any kind of behind the scenes activity with respect to 180?
With 180, no. It was just so difficult just shooting for the film because this character had so much depth and there was so much of a change in her graph of a character. There was so much of it. And it was a bilingual, so we were just so busy doing each shot in a different language so that I didn't have time to get involved.
Was there any one particular time where you got screamed at, or that particular scene you just couldn't do it and it was so tough?
Always. Mr. Jayendra is someone that, our director, he's so picky, he knows exactly what he wants, and that's the best part about him. He doesn't settle for less, and I have all credit to my performance goes to him because of that one quality. It's funny because the comedy scenes were shot first in the film. Which is my opening intro and this and that, and those were the toughest scenes for me to shoot. So it'd be a really funny scene, but I would be getting yelled at behind scenes. So
I particularly like this one song in 180. I hope you know what I'm referring to. Could you talk a little about working on that particular song?
So I'm assuming you're talking about the Rules Kiriya, the song,
That's
the title
right.
song of Siddharth. That song, as you know, as everybody's seen, it's shot on the Phantom camera, and it's some 1,500 frames per. You know, see, slow motion is 48 frames, all the heroine introductions and everything. And this just slows down everything. The basic concept of the movie and of this song is, in a second, there's so many wonderful things that happen in life that we just fail to notice. And the song shows you each and every second. And a lot of people thought it was graphics, but it's really how it looks. You know, in that little second of time, either he's jumping into a puddle of water or kicking something or a ball or whatever. But this song was so beautifully shot. And
how long did it take to shoot
I think it took them around 11 days to shoot, which is a long time for a song. And you know, to choreograph a song like this, to keep in mind the time frame is just almost impossible. And Dinesh Master had choreographed it and he's done an amazing job, and he just won a national award, so we're hoping this movie also brings him one. But the best thing about Mr. Jayendra is that he knew exactly what he wanted for the song before, you know, they started writing the lyrics or composing. He knew what kind of shots they were going to be. He knew the concept and everything, which is kind of unheard for a director. Usually they compose a song and says, "Oh, Roma nalla irukke, indha madri oru edathula poi shoot pannalanu." But you know, not just that song. I think every song in the film. I love my birthday song. It's just so romantic, and you know, he does a treasure hunt for me, Siddharth's character. and you know, the kind of applause that this song had in the theatre was amazing. But I've been very lucky again in Tamil. We had Edo Segirai from Vamanan, that was a very big hit, and still plays on air. And then now I have Nee Korinal, so I'm a lucky girl.
I also heard that you dub for your own films, be it Telugu or Tamil, right? So were you always interested in dubbing too, or did that just happen by accident?
I think it's part of my job. When I want to be an actor, those are things that an actor is supposed to do. But you know, I love dubbing. It's my favorite part of a film making process, because you know, it's like a video game. So I'm just waiting. Okay, when am I going to speak? Okay, and then blurt out these dialogues and try to do it exactly the same way.
Is there one particular dialogue that you can recite, which was very difficult or which is just very cute?
I remember all my dialogues in my films. So,
could you just recite one of them for me?
From 180.
Okay.
So my first scene, my introduction scene, is where I'm sitting in a hospital bed, and Siddharth's character Ajay is my doctor. So then he says, I'm on the phone with my dad, and then he tells me, and I say, சின்ன வயசுனால எங்க அப்பா பயந்துடுவார். கார் ஆக்ஷன் சொன்னா அவ்வளவுதான். திடீர்னு கிளம்பி வந்தாரு எனக்கு நிக்காத என்ன நடக்காத இப்படி வராது அது இதுன்னு. And then I say, hey, நீங்க தமிழா? So it's really fun. I love my dialogues, and I love the characters that I play. So these dialogues are so memorable for me that I don't forget them. But I've been really lucky where I've had a voice that suits me, because a lot of times artists that want to dub, you know, they might have a really deep and husky voice that might not suit the characters that they play, or they might not know the language. And when I do, I just think I have to keep
there. So language is the key. I heard that you're very good at grasping languages, you know, a whole lot of them, even Spanish and Bengali.
A little bit. But the thing is, because I'm such a chatty person, and I was not someone that was too much into studying in school and listening to the teacher and all that stuff. So I just like to go out there and play and meet new people and all that. So language fortunately came easy to me. So I'd like to think if I tried to learn a language, if I just talk to people from there for a month, I should be able to pick it up.
Is there still one language that's remaining that you would like to master but you still haven't?
I'm learning Bengali. I've been very fascinated with everything from the region of West Bengal. But I'm hoping to kind of really speak the language well. I used to be able to, because I had lots of friends in the US that were from Calcutta and Bangladesh. But unfortunately, living in Chennai, I don't meet them so much. So now every time I meet a Bengali person, I'm like, hey, kevan acho? Abhi anek Bangla jani na, phir ami shikhte jai. So, you know, that's how silly I am.
That's really lovely. You have a beautiful voice. I should compliment you on that. So, did you really not venture into playback singing? Did anyone not tell you that?
I actually got offers to sing. But I'm really hoping to kind of take that on seriously, because I used to sing a lot. I used to, like every good little Indian girl, I went to Bata class when I was a kid, but I never took that seriously. So I'm hoping to kind of really take the opportunities that are coming my way now, and I think I need to start doing my riyaz.
How about starting that from now on?
You know, I have a cold, because I keep stopping you guys to freaking cough. So it'll sound really bad now. Maybe the next time I'm here.
Okay. And coming back to behind the scenes activity, did you really not want to get into editing or direction and things like that, since your dream has always been to assist director Shankar? Were you always keen to, probably while shooting, did you always go there and, you know, nag the director to teach you on what editing is all about?
I'm always nagging the director, that just goes without saying. But it wasn't so much, see, once I became an actor, there was so much for me to learn, and there was so much for me to do that I couldn't really focus on the other aspects of filmmaking. You know, I would direct. I remember Mr. Shekhar Kamla, the director for Leader, I would keep nagging him, and I would say, okay, so what do you think Ratna is doing right now? Or what do you think she'd want to do for her birthday? And random things like that that wouldn't even have a connection with the movie or the story. So obviously I'm a very curious person. There's always learning going on. And the best thing about being an actor is you're exposed to, you know, editing and to cinematography and to direction and all these other things. So you never know.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I hopefully want to still see myself on the big screen acting. You know, I've always seen progress in all my films, so I hope there's a lot more progress in 5 years.
Okay, you seem to have big plans. Good luck in all your endeavors, and thank you for joining me, Priya, today. I wish to see you in 180 more films.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I like that.
Right, thank you then.
Thanks.